Los Angeles Lakers, 3 players that will shock the league next season.
The Los Angeles Lakers are going to have more eyes on them than any other team in the league this season. The Lakers are already a massive team and the collection of big-name veterans, and the desire from other fans for the Lakers to fail, is going to make them must-watch TV this season. While there are a lot of doubters around the Lakers, the team is geared to succeed. They still have 2 of the top 10 players in the league, when healthy, and added a former MVP to that mix. Sure, it is an interesting fit but talent always figures it out. Chances are the Los Angeles Lakers are going to shock a lot of people with how good they play in the regular season. We have already broken down the 3 players who are at the most risk of being disappointing next season. Today, we look at the flip side of that coin. 3 Los Angeles Lakers are primed to shock the league next season. These players will, obviously, shock the league for good reason next season. Some simply are not on many fans' radar and will break out next season, others will smash the low expectations that others have for them. 3. Talen Horton-Tucker. Laker fans certainly will not be shocked by Talen Horton-Tucker this season as he is the most promising young player on the team and fans are expecting him to be a big part of the team's future. There definitely are those around the league that are expecting THT to be a solid rotation player. He was exceptional in the preseason last season, so it is not like he is coming out of nowhere. There are expectations for him and he will still surpass them. NBA pundits do seem to be overlooking THT based on how this offseason has gone. Everyone is focusing on the experienced players that the team brought in, overlooking the young Horton-Tucker who is only going to get better. THT is arguably the best playmaker, facilitator off the bench for the Lakers and his defense is going to be massive this season. Losing Alex Caruso was massive for the team's defense and it is going to take THT stepping up and playing a bigger defensive role. THT is going to prove to be a legitimate two-way player for the Los Angeles Lakers and is likely going to play a big role in the playoffs. That is when he is going to shock the most fans as he will be doing it on the biggest stage with the most eyeballs watching him. Two. Malik Monk. Out of all the players that the Los Angeles Lakers signed this offseason, the one that is getting overlooked the most is Malik Monk. The Lakers were somehow able to land Monk on a minimum deal, mostly because he was hurt last season. If you would have told me that the Lakers signed Monk for the minimum, I would have called you crazy. That is exceptional value for that contract and Monk is really going to blossom on one of the league's premier teams next season. Monk's defense is suspect, so he might have a limited role in certain circumstances, but his scoring ability off the bench and the ability to be a microwave scorer is going to be huge for the Lakers. I legitimately expect Monk to be the 4th highest scoring player on the Lakers roster over Carmelo Anthony. Monk has been coming into his own and has gotten better year after year in the league. He did not live up to the expectations of being a lottery pick early on, but he really started to blossom into a legitimate scorer, especially last season. Monk shot above 40% from beyond the arc last season and averaged 11.7 points in 20.9 minutes per game. If the Lakers get 12 points a night on 21 minutes from Monk next season, that will be huge. If he plays 25 minutes, he could easily average over 15 points per game. Monk is going to establish himself as a legitimate rotation scorer on a contender team next season, increasing his free agent value substantially next offseason. One. Russell Westbrook. There are a lot of people that are not expecting Russell Westbrook to work out in Los Angeles, and quite frankly, I cannot blame them. I am not a huge Westbrook guy myself and there is plenty of reason to doubt his success, especially with his track record. Westbrook has had some star-studded teammates and despite that, he has not been able to win much since the lone NBA Finals appearance all the way back in 2011. His playstyle, while entertaining and good on paper, does not translate to winning basketball. That is why it is easy to expect this to fail. Westbrook is someone who needs the ball a lot and loves to play hero ball. That does not mesh well with LeBron James, who is extremely ball dominant and makes everyone else around him better. The team is better the more LeBron has the ball. How will that impact Westbrook's game? That is a legitimate question to ask, and it is fair to be concerned about this pairing. However, at the end of the day, if there is going to be anyone in the league that can get the most out of Westbrook and get him to conform to a certain playstyle, it is LeBron James. Russell Westbrook is going to work on the Lakers because it has to work. He knows it, LeBron knows it, and the entire franchise knows it. The Los Angeles Lakers will handle the specific playoff matchups when they get there. When it comes to Westbrook's overall season, he is going to shock plenty of NBA fans and analysts alike. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.